Okay, this is video 10 of 12, series 3. That means I've done 20, 30, this will be 36 videos on executive power. Why do we want executive power? We want the ability to wield reality into the direction that we want it to. The issue with executive power is it only works when it's for the good of the whole. And it's not a manifestation tool. It's more, I would call it more of a block remover but you need to be able to look in the unconscious, subconscious, unconscious, super and superconscious mind. You need to understand the art and science of the soul and the process of making with your movement. That's what my book talks all about. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I need to get it on Amazon somehow. I really do. But in the meantime, I think you can still go onto my website, Goddess Art Productions, and click on the link. Hopefully. I would just email me through my website, and I'll send you, I'll invoice you for it. Anyhow, I haven't done that yet. It hasn't been the 1 to 3 most important things, but I'm kind of going into this whole new realm. So I passed the test of the rule breaking, because the idea of rule breaking is that you really are not actively doing something. It's just that you have put so much in place, your purpose and your goals and everything that you're doing, and formed everything around you. Mm-hmm. And it is for the good of the whole, that when something comes up and you're like a no to it, that executive power will just come in and remove it. But when you're sharing something like that with somebody, they don't have the conscious awareness of what that is. They're just basically, most people, I can't imagine how people are functioning without my teaching, to be honest. But, then again, someone's going to come in and say, oh, I'm trying to subvert the Bible or something. No, I'm just trying to educate people, create a bridge. And the thing of it is, I purposely didn't make it about a religion because I wanted all people to have access to it. I'm not the knower of all life, times, and reality. But I do know that executive power only works when you're on your purpose, and you have to go beyond the small identity consciousness into a greater conscious awareness. The only way to do that is to look into your subconscious mind. It's very Jungian, okay? The whole thing. So I went through this experience, and it was a lot. I mean, I'm not even kidding. It was weird in a way, because it really was beyond my control. It really was beyond my control. And then when it all happened, and then I shared it, people were like, oh, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that, oh my God. And I was just like, I knew that wasn't true. But when I looked at it, I realized that people are run by programs. They don't listen. They're not really listening to learn and to be connected. They're more listening to put their program on you and tell you what you are and what you aren't. And these are always people that aren't really up to their own purpose. And why are they that way? Because they're scavengers. They're trying to scavenge off of you. And the thing of it is a society, we're going through, the end times of the complete breakdown of the social structures in society, because the extremities are so extreme that never the twain shall meet. So there's a lot of separation going on. So I did a reading after this all happened, and I've been in this space, like I said, for about probably the last week, to where I've been I had a painting I started, and I still am going to do it, because I actually had a vision yesterday when I was at the painting has like a big heart in the middle, and then there's things that go in. And it's like weird, because I lost my ability to do art after I did all of the paintings for the set. I had focused so much, so intently. See, I learned how to focus on the 1 to 3 most. That's how I did it. I will tell you, it took me 5 straight years, and I would be so interested to meet another person that put as much into a piece of work as I have, because they're going to be hardcore people. Okay, so I did the reading. This is where we're at, going into, so this is video 10. There's going to be 2 more after this. This is the complete series of executive power. So in each video, I'm explaining, talking about executive power, what it is, what it can do, what it can't do. Why would you want to have it? You wouldn't want to be focused every day on the 1 to 3 most important things and be on your purpose for the good of the whole and having a flourishing life. Isn't that what everybody wants? You can't just go along to get along. There's sometimes that you have to say and do things. There's times where you need to stand your ground on your principles, and in that moment, it's not going to feel that good. But you know that in the future, it's going to be better, because when you're pandering to these lower models, there's no good in it. And a lot of people, what I can see, are spinning real fast. And that is going to spin out your energy, if anything, to do that. My big concern is that I saw this girl doing tarot and her cards look so crisp and my cards look like crap when I'm putting them up. So I can't even believe I've been doing that. But I got to figure out a way to get my original, because when I created the cards and I had them printed, I had like the perfect mock-ups to send. I have those somewhere, but I need to figure out how to download them onto my gallery in my phone, because I do all this stuff on my phone. There's 5 areas of life. This has to do with the mythic reading. I did an entire mythic reading. I mean, at some point, I'll do a whole teaching online. I mean, if I can get somebody to figure out to help me how to do this, because for some reason I'm just not up to par on it. But there's basically 5 areas, 5 avenues that you can go into when you're kind of in these areas to where, maybe a relationship's ended, job ended, you're not part of a community anymore, you're not really felt drawn to do something, so you're kind of in this area. It has to do with executive power, because the more you're focused, okay, you look at the clues, you write it, it's a whole process you go through, you have to write it out. And you look at them, and it took me a long time. I was searching on the internet and looking at what does it mean? The biggest part of the reading was the 5. Well, it's actually 4, but I said 5, and then there was 4. So I don't know. It was like the 5. Here it is. The 5 islands of Hawaii: Oahu, Maui, and Kauai. So it's Hawaii, Oahu, Maui, and Kauai, but it was 5. And I know already that when I've been doing readings before, that 5 has been a number. Not only is 5 a number of change, right? 5 is a number of transition and change. See? People always, things are changing for the better. They're either going to change for the better or the worse. One or the other, right? So they're changing, but the way they're going to change is according to these islands. So I kept looking and looking and looking. Finally, yesterday, I think it was the night before. Actually, it wasn't. It was the night before yesterday. Yesterday, I went to the spa. So it was the night before. I was looking on the internet. And I was writing stuff down. I was kind of looking into it. So you look at these things. But then I found this thing about the aloha spirit. And I realized that my desires have been, I'm not saying they're going to continually be this way, but they're becoming, what's becoming kind of to the forefront. Say right here, you're like, okay, I need new curtains. I want beautiful curtains. I have this whole vision, this whole plan, just curtains. And then underneath it, but I want to have respect, appreciation, gratitude. But now what's happened is that the emotion has come on the top. It's not that I don't want to have a powerful creative life, but these emotions, see? The mental belief programs and their lower model emotions are all based on the below the 50%. Fear, anger, retribution, victimhood. all those, upset, complaining, all those things. Not that they don't have valid, because when you have those, you need to look at them. They'll come out in the clues. You look at them. What are they? And then you see, oh yeah, I feel this way because of this. And then you'll see it, the other half in the reading. So these 5 planets, these 5 so-called 5 islands, have to do with these higher level emotions. So now that I have see, it's not that before the rule breaking didn't matter. It was that in order to get to this place, I had to be willing to break up some rules that were holding these visions in place and disallowing me from creating a greater vision. So now entering into these higher level emotions, and it's so interesting what I found. Let me read it to you, and I'll put it up here. The Aloha spirit is based on these 5 original principles that were created back in, I think it was like 1940. And it's based on this saying, Ua mauke I o ka aina I ka pono. The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. See? To be on the right path. It's not a this or a that. It's not based on programming. It's the right path. Okay? The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. Ua ma'u ki e o ka eina ika pono. Based on 5 elements. The 5 elements of the Hawaiian Islands. Number 1. Akahi lokai. Kindness to be expressed with tenderness. I didn't do these very good. 2. Unity expressed with harmony. 3. Olu olu. Agreeable expressed with pleasantness. 4. Haha. Humility expressed with modesty. Are you serious? What do you think about that? 5. Ahonui. Patience with perseverance. So, these principles that have come out in the reading, these are specific, higher level. They are the purest alchemy of polarity. When you have 2 positives equaling, so when you add these up, this is what you're focusing on. So you're developing these 5 areas of your life. Okay. I have mine written down somewhere, but I'd have to kind of go through the paperwork to find them. These 5 areas are the areas of the creative expression that feeds the body, mind, spirit, soul, universal body, mind, spirit, soul on all levels. It's usually things that you do that are the core pillars and principles that you stand on for your life. So for me, since I came back from my near-death experience, I've always remained, pretty much at that age. And I've had to continually do the inner work to kind of become grounded into the reality of who, what, and where I am in my life. So I've developed a system of, see, if you're... It has to do with my health. So the practices that I do for my health. So basically one of them is going to a spa where I swim and I'm in the water. It's water therapies. So I do that I'm now doing it twice a week, and it's basically the best. I have the other ones down. Two would be, hair care, skincare, and then fashion and design. And then the other, fashion and design. So I just recently did my kitchen, and now we're creating. And I have principles that I live by. I live by the principle of freeganism. See, the thing is about making myth or movement. When you start doing it, you really kind of start to realize that your beliefs are all made up, and then so you start to have a little bit more power in what you're creating. So I've created this whole template. I actually did a whole paper on it, on sovereignty through freeganism, where it's like I look at something. It's automatic for me because I've studied this, and I've basically decided from a very young age that it was up to me to decide how I was going to live my life. So I'll give you an example. Okay. Let me give you an example. I have an SUV, a dark blue. I can't think of what the name. I can't forget what it is. It's decent. But I really want a new car. But there's no reason for me to get it, right? But I envision myself in this life. I envision myself taking people around. I envision the beauty and the splendor and the richness and the lavishness that it brings to people around me. And I experience myself as like coming in and out of this car and just, excitement. So I see this sparkly new white SUV Lexus. That's what I decided. Lexus. Either that or something comparable or better, The way I look at it, there's so many cars. I'm doing the best I can. Listen, I have what I need. I take care of it. I'll do anything to help anybody. It's always mutual with me, but I've developed a system of give and take. So if my relationships, I've streamlined my life enough to be only really involved to the degree that relationships have somewhat of a give and take. I don't try to waste my time, energy, and effort in areas that I know that I'm just spinning my energy for what? I know if something's going to work and if it's not going to work. Plus, I'm a safe driver. Plus, people love me wherever I go. Can you see me getting out of a sparkly white Lexus? I don't think of it in terms of money. I think of it in terms of what life gains from me having a sparkly new white Lexus. Look at it, match me. I'm wearing this kind of cream. Look, it even is in my, oh my God, white earrings. So see, the thing is, I spend time in these types of thought as a way to maintain this higher level emotions. And so now as far as executive power is, it includes all of it. I'm not saying this is the only thing that you're doing, but when you're practicing living your purpose, executive power is something that you want, okay? It's not like executive power just happens. It's something that you have to call upon. See, ask and ye shall receive. But in order to receive, the more you know, the more power you have within it, the more that's willing to come out of it. Like, for instance, I don't have this book. I have this book that has all these different essential oils, and it has all these different combinations of essential oils. I love the idea of it because one time I was at the grocery store and I got this oil, and I'm not sure which one it was. I don't think they even carried it. It was a tiny little one. But every time I wore it, people were like, oh my God, that smells so good. And then I thought of it, and like there's this whole teaching, there's this whole section of reality where people take all these incredible essential oils and different concoctions and make these oils you can just do all these different things with. See what I'm saying? The colors, the vibrations, the harmony, the symmetry. It's not about forcing yourself. First of all, I know as a fact that I'm going through this portal into more living more from my purpose and being more in executive power, because the more time and energy that I'm putting towards my purpose, the more fine-tuned my life is becoming. So that's it. Let me just pull a card real quick at the end here. Oh no, I'll just do this one. This, I created this. I'll spend the rest of the time talking about this. In my book that I have for sale, this is the last process. It's called time-space mapping. After you've gone through all the processes, you learn how to do the mythic reading, the mythic journey, or the mythic play shop, whatever. You can do it in place. You can go out in nature. Then you learn the cards. See, the cards are connected to the teaching. So you can just pull a card, and it's a mini making myth movement process. It gives you all the stories. See, because the whole idea is to put a mythic cloak on to look at these things, because these things are hard to look at. We have to understand the reality and the nature of being a human and the journey that we're on. This really goes back to I proved it because after I wrote the whole sets and I was trying to prove it because it had to be PhD level, I realized it was Jungian therapy. I didn't even know it to begin with, but it's the purest method for delving into the subconscious, unconscious, super and superconscious mind to find those archetypes that are living. Every 24 hours they come out in the environment, but they come out in a way that's according to the consciousness and the questions you're asking. So the more definitive you can be in the questions, the more, and then you can look at them. So when I did the reading and I came up with this, oh yeah, I'll go back to this. Before I had done the reading, a week or two ago, I think right before I did my last, right after I did the last reading, which was not the last one, but the one before that, I did this. So it's an updated, smaller version of my time-space map. So I'm looking at all the planets and the areas that they represent. So see, I'm always trying to find my purpose through these pathways and portals that I've created, which are the 18 spokes of the Wheel of Exhilaration Soul's Purpose contract that you can create doing the set. And then you're focusing on, so this one's selling my sets. I would take $3 million because I'd invest it in a property and build a home because I'm totally into real estate. I would do that. And real friends. So see, part of this has been looking at who are my real friends. See, somebody who's a real friend is willing to actually think good of you and listen to you in a way that is co-creative. Not somebody that's going to sit there and judge you and then tell you what to do because you're some stupid idiot that doesn't know anything. Okay? That's not a friend. And then the sun, so that would be the set. So it's basically the cosmic Christ template. The cosmos and the Christ template. So being a divine human in the universe. My own home. See, my own home within the family of life. Underneath the sun. See, the overseeing contract. Yeshua Christ, the overseeing contract. The paradise earth. There's got to be somebody that's the overseer. Can't just be everyone running around doing what they want. If you're part of that, then that's what you're part of. These are the vibrations over here. So it's this area here, this planet. This planet, I created like a portal because this was my original planet for my other, oh wait, I put it somewhere else. Oh, it's in my other room. I put it in my other room. This was this was Sabah El Noir and the original project with the Yahweh for the teaching. I created it as a portal to go to 2082 metaphorically so that I could look at my life in a new life and look back. Because when you go through a lot of really negative experiences and you can't really process them, you have to kind of get away from it and look back on it. That's what I was doing. This one's respect and honor. See, down here. Passion and creativity. The mother Tiamat. So this planet is symbolic for the original overseer of the original larger planet, Tiamat, which is the goddess of the sun, the overseer, the mother of Christ, the mother of the cosmic Christ, is the overseer of the original contract for what we're doing now, to go to the new earth. And this one's abundant riches, and this one's children and community. See? Sorry. I'll read the cards next time. I know I don't want to have to download these cards to show you, but trying to think of what else to say. This would be I'll have 2 more videos in this series, and then we'll start something new for the summer. I think we'll do something fun for the summer. Do a series that's fun for the summer where I'm delving more into these creative aspects and doing readings on that. Like, because the thing is, the more ideas you have, so you don't have to do something. You can just get a book and look at it. You can, oh, you know what you need to do? Remember those books by The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron? Those books are good. Go pick up. You can go to any used bookstore or go to the library and get it. The Artist's Way, look into that. But definitely buy my set. All right, love you, and I'll talk to you hopefully sooner than later. Okay, bye.
I think I'll try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day.